I have two great guys with me here today. We have Bill Moeller, a frequent co-host on the show here. Bill is with Bank High Five, in other words.
Got it right this time.
And Bill's going to be here lending us a little bit of expertise in not only as an experienced homeowner, but also on the a little bit on the financing side and stuff as well.
Absolutely.
We're going to get into a little bit of that. And our special guest of the day is Al Verrett from Verrett Construction. Verrett Construction out of Menominee Falls does great work. If you are in need of any of their services, which we will get into in just a little bit. But thanks for coming today, Al.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll have a great conversation. One of the things we talked about last time, Bill, was we talked about interest rates, which are hot topic in all the news. When you hear, I'm listening to the radio, I'm watching the TV, like everybody's talking about it, and you were like, hey, the Fed's going to have a meeting in a week or two, and it's going to be something different. What's going on? Where are we at?
Yeah, so ultimately right now, we're hearing a little bit about Fitch last week made an announcement where they were downgrading U.S. debt and from AAA to AA+. And there is right now a critical level, if anyone out there is looking at interest rates, to keep a really close eye on the 10-year Treasury yield. Yeah. Because when that right now is sitting at 4.09%, you want that yield to go down. Okay. And then interest rates will improve. Okay. And the Fed did say that they're going to be very data dependent. But what that basically means is that with every news release, the market has a tendency to overreact to bad news and underreact to good news.
Yeah.
So the psychological
cautious with the good news. Maybe it's not really that as good as it sounds.
Just in time for Labor Day, when you're going into the fall market, when you're thinking like, okay, if the kids are going back to school, we're looking for interest rates hopefully to stabilize with a good CPI number next week, so that we maybe could get a few more listings.
CPI going being Consumer Price Index.
Yes, for those keeping score at home. Yes.
Yep. And that's a value of how much people are spending their money.
Yeah. Well, it's basically stripping out food and energy. It's the cost of goods and services.
Yeah. So as far as that relates to real estate, we talked about it a number of times with Mark Smith, and that the interest rates are scaring people that currently have a low interest rate loan on their home, scaring them from going out and getting a new home. So they're not putting their house on the market, thereby decreasing the number of homes for sale.
Yes.
Right? And so then the number of transactions go down, number of foundation problems don't get evaluated, right?
There's a direct correlation for how many people need a foundation evaluation for sure.
All that, and sometimes people don't understand how interrelated all of these things are into the economy. So, how busy the real estate market is it determines how busy Bill is, how busy you are, how busy I am, about how busy a lot of contractors are, because so many things and I always tell everybody, well, make sure to drop my name, because guys like hearing from customers of Matt, because all I do is send guys into homes every single day to find problems that need to be fixed in 30 to 45 days, and there's money at the table to pay for these things, so it's not like somebody has to wait 6 months to get their foundation repaired. It's like, we need it now, and that's how that, or they put it in escrow and things like that. There's ways that people get interesting with that, but that it kind of affects all of it,
There's so many offshoots to the whole situation, and we're definitely hoping that, despite the fact that 83% of people have a mortgage that starts with a 4, that people they need to realize it is the time in the market. It's not timing the market. Yeah. So if you are going to sell, if you're going to buy a house, you want to buy a house, you should buy a house. Don't try to time the market.
Yeah, you find the right house, go for it. I mean, like Mark always talks about, marry the house, date the rate, whatever. He's got a saying for it. I don't know how it works, something like that. Mark will correct me next time, right, Mark? Ultimately, you can always refinance and do other things later down the road if the interest rate improves and things like that. However, we always talk about the history of rates, and 7% is pretty standard, practice for the majority of the last 40 years.
If you take out 2020 and 21, those were the years. It's basically like fool's gold. People shouldn't even consider that as a part of their evaluation for rates are. Yeah. And as soon as you realize that if you sit on the sidelines and you wait for rates to come down, you're going to end up paying more for a house at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that is what's going on with interest rates. As things go through here, Bill's going to be back on, I would imagine, in the next couple of weeks or whatever. We'll talk more about it. And so hopefully things are kind of solidifying a little bit, because everybody's got really scared right now because of what's happening with interest rates. And they just see them going up and up and up and up. I was at a house just the other day, and the girl was like, my friend just got an interest rate like 4 days ago, and it was this, and now I'm paying 0.5% more, and she's like, why don't I get that? That was only 4 days, you know, and it's like,
yeah, volatility for sure.
Happen. That's why you lock in, right? You know.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for tuning in today, you guys. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to know when we put out the next one, give me a bell notification. It's a little bell on the bottom right-hand side. And subscribe. You want to know when I'm coming out with new stuff or whatever. You want to be able to check us out and be alerted to new video content coming your way. Subscribe button's really the way to go. Thanks again for tuning in, you guys. Remember, the better you take care of your house, better it's going to take care of you. Have a good one.